Tanner Scott turned out to be a member of the gang known as the Keylesses. He could help you take down the gang. I will accept. Chief, the suspect is identifying everything. If we want to get this guy's boss, we'll have to loosen his tongue. Oh, he's denying everything. Proceed. Interrogate. Alright, we have prepared a profile on the suspect. The information we have gathered will help you identify his weak points and use them during the interrogation. When asking questions, be careful. If you screw up too many times, the suspect will likely refuse to cooperate. And then we'll either have to give it up or resort to extreme measures. So let's realize, 15-year-old female, or 15-year-old male, I'm sorry, Tanner Scott. When he was 10, Tanner was skating on a frozen lake and fell through the ice. The boy nearly drowned and was rescued by a passing police patrolman. Tanner suffered quite a lot as a result of the incident. He developed chronic skin problems and increased sensitivity to temperature changes. Additional information: Tanner Scott is from a poor family. His father, a trucker, is rarely home, and his mother, a clumsy waitress, struggling to hold down a job even at cheap diners she works at. The boy loves cars and dreams of being a Formula One driver to be closer to the coolest cars. He took a job at a car wash where he became friends with Nina Ware, a stylish female accountant. And Tanner is so attached to her that he even invited her to his school for professional day, but needed an income. All his classmates called him orphan and laughed. Tanner Scott has no chance of getting into a decent college. He has bad grades, no sports talent to earn a scholarship, and his parents barely can make ends meet. Alright, Tanner Scott. The broken hydrant is going to cost you next time you go for a ride. Maybe try a bicycle. Why are you trying to steal a sports car? Wanted to feel like a real racer? You like to play with cars. My son has a big collection of car models. You want to see? Let's see. Yeah. Tanner said, "You'll see me in Formula on TV one day." You've got your pimpled face on camera. There's no point denying it. We got your pimpled face on camera. There's no point in denying it. Tell me about your relationship with Nina Ware. Your mother dropped everything and rushed right here from the diner. Let's finish quickly. You don't want to get her fired again, do you? We're just going to be a jerk. Don't bother my mom, please. We found an entry in the school magazine. Looks like Nina Ware was your guest on professional day. Look, you cooperate, and I'll recommend you for the police academy. We have a lot of cool cars here, too. Admit it, kid, or you'll find yourself in such a dark hole that you'll feel in as a kid will seem like a holiday. Nope. Okay, I'll tell you everything. That was simple. We just had to memorize everything that they said. One time I saw Nina steal a sweet sports car. She promised to teach me everything she knew about jacking cars as soon as I turned 18. Alright, that's the kid. Start to investigate. Nina Ware. Alright, Armstrong. Weaver. Let's go take care of this. My share of my money. Detective died. City Hall. We'll request some stuff. Police station. Do I get to hire a detective or a police officer? Police officer. Who needs him more? Shift A does. Alrighty. Welcome to Shift A, Clifton Higgins. That's kind of hilarious. It's kind of a mix between me and my best friend's name. Wow, that whole thing just took up my first song. Man, they make the song so short. Alright, here we go. Alright. The prison air conditioning system stopped working, and the problem might not be sorted out for a few days. Hearing this, the prisoners rioted, beat up the guards, and took over their cell block. They've taken several civilians hostage and are threatening to kill them unless the prisoners are getting treated like people. The warden says the situation must be sorted quickly as possible, or the National Guard will be called in. SWAT, paddy wagon. Bastion, Davis, J Boogie, and Can. They can go handle that. Alright, Shara. 11-year-old Michael Saying, a boy from the choir, says he was molested by a priest. Let's go ahead and take care of that. Carjacking investigation has begun. Mr. Boyd, I am a man of broad views, and I have come to terms with the existence of sodomites a long time ago. Probably because you are one, and especially when they keep a low profile. But now these perverts have started shoving their rotting little syphilitic noses into our affairs. Drugs are freely being sold in the Unicorns and Arcadia Gay Club, right there in the public toilets. I beg you to send your men undercover and clean out this filth of the city. The Lord once cleansed Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah. Go take care of it. Mass riot report. Good job, fellas. Holy crap. Alright, this one's... hang on. Child molestation has started. Mission from God. Alright, this one we started first. Ms. Ferguson says that a couple of guys have converted the house next door into a storehouse. Excuse me, for stolen goods. They're robbing pharmacies and then selling them. Vandal, Bush, Aquarion. Go take care of it. Alright, you guys are back. Let's deal with this one. April Alston heard a man break into her neighbor's apartment and start beating the woman who lives there. She screamed, and the man kept on demanding something. I couldn't hear any details. Bastion, take Kane with you, and you two should be able to handle that by yourselves. There we go. A young cashier went out for a smoke and noticed a suspicious black man slinking around a car near the road. The devil was crawling on the pavement around the car. He looked really suspicious, like a gangster. Kemp, take J Boogie with you. You two should be able to handle that. I'm pretty sure that one's a false alarm. Alright, all the windows in the house are lit up and there's a loud music playing. Knock on the door, open up, it's the police. There's a guy with a bottle of beer sitting on the sofa, and he's got a gun nearby the table along with a handful of multiple colored pills. Aim at the man, put down the beer, you're under arrest. You got anything for a headache? Two men with shotguns jump in from the next room and open fire. Treat. Ooh, that one's tough. Alright, we made the right decision. Good job, Vandal. Ooh, we got some drugs. Let's sell it to the Mafia. Man, we've been to 2 songs already. I want to get my vinyl records back because they last an entire day. A lot longer than these cassettes last. Okay. 2 young mothers had a falling out over something, and they've started a fight, scratching and pulling each other's hair. Come unscramble these crazy chickens. They're scaring my son. God Bomber, you take Murata, and you can go handle that. Alright, the door to the apartment is broken, but the police still knocked loudly and announced themselves. A brief noise came from inside, and then all is quiet. The cops enter. Sitting in a corner is a sobbing, battered woman with no one else around. The apartment has no electricity. Stop whimpering and tell us what happened. Calm the woman down. Search the apartment with a flashlight. Let's calm the woman down. The shocked girl continues to cry but points a trembling hand towards the bed in the far corner. Flip the bed over quickly. Don't be silly. There's no such thing as monsters under the bed. Check under the bed. Let's flip the bed over quickly. Good thing. Good job, guys. Alright, that puts Bastion at over 1,000. Sweet! Attempted carjacking. False alarm. Thought that was a false alarm. Got a lot of cops coming back, so if something appears, we can just wait for him to get back here. Everyone but God Bomber is going to be back. Let's give this a second. Alright. You guys did a terrible job at that. How did y'all not stop 2 women? A frightened citizen found a strange box left by someone on her landing. It's got to be a bomb, she said with a squeaky voice. It's just like in the movies. Franco, Kane, you got it. I bet that's a false alarm. A man who declined to give his name said that Barry Hinojosa is keeping some stolen jewelry in a storage unit. She just went there now with something else she recently stole. But be careful, she's armed and dangerous and doesn't like handcuffs. Bastion, you can take Davis and J-Boogie. You guys can handle that. Alright, Donnie Husted was walking in the evening with a friend and noticed that someone or something was watching them. I only saw a silhouette, but it sounded like a monster. Oh, we were so frightened. We ran to the nearest farmhouse and called you right away. Quano Kemp. Handle it. Suspicious teen. Jack, we have something happening at 15, 2500. Okay. Good job, fellas. Proceed. Sell it. Songs. Fight. A young couple were strolling through the park, hand in hand, talking nicely between themselves, when up ran a young man in a leather jacket. He snatched the girl from the hands of her boyfriend and started yelling loudly at her, like it was some kind of argument. According to a witness, the assailant could hardly stay on his feet, and it seemed like he was hiding some kind of weapon in his jacket. Bush. Take Murata, go with her. Suspicious individual. False alarm. J Boogie, Kane, go help him out. Missing person. Alright, my head was hurting yesterday when I looked at this one, so might want to take a closer look. Alright, we were late with the mortgage payment a couple of weeks ago, but Eric got a big bonus and everything was settled. But my husband was very nervous about the money, worried that someone from work would try to rob us. They work with a lot of ex-cons. Okay. So that's your eviction notice. Eric had serious money problems 3 weeks ago and he asked to borrow some money. But I'm barely making ends meet myself. Eric began to cry and said that that he'd have to deal with some bad people. A couple weeks ago, Eric had an argument with his superiors. He was clearly not himself, trying to borrow money and cursing up a storm. Where does Eric work?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man. How you doing? Illuminati 2010. Appreciate the follow. Judith Morrow reported the police and her husband Eric has disappeared. She returned home early from her business trip hoping to surprise him, but the house had been turned upside down, and Eric was nowhere to be found. No one at work has seen him in the past 5 days. Okay. Secretary at Eric's company. What is Eric's company? Doesn't tell me where Eric's company is. I recently overheard one of Eric's telephone conversations, but I could only make out a few pieces. The next meeting with the twins will be my last. Okay. A receipt from Eddie's Burgers. Ah, there's Eddie's Burgers. A brochure entitled Multiply Your Capital in 5 Easy Steps. A number of documents, an empty envelope stamped with an eviction notice, and an advertisement from the sex industry. So I'm going to say he had a meeting at Eddie's Burgers. It ain't go well. There's nothing going on with a motel. I am 90% sure Eric robbed some people. He's dealing with one person at a time. His last meeting with them would be his last. So maybe we go there. We go there and there. Oh, that's cool, dude. This one's hard. I'm gonna have to come back to this one while I'm thinking straight. Alright, carjacking. We definitely don't have enough to start that. Child molestation. We don't have enough to start that. Alright, let's see what we got going on. We've received a complaint about noise coming from a restaurant. It's the 5th day of this of a wedding, and they're still at it. Noise, shouting, swearing, some foreign music with wilted flowers on the windows still, and the whole symphony of vulgarity, complained the retired English teacher. The window of her apartment directly overlooks the restaurant. Bestone. Now, man, that sounds like a Aquano, Davis, and Franco, because I have a feeling that might be a false alarm. Good job, Bush. Way to get that done. You ever seen this game before? Alright, disappointed. Oh, shoot, I forgot about that one. My bad. Disorderly conduct. You guys did a bad job. Let's end the day. End the day. And we are at checkpoint. Alright. 59% of Freeburg parents use physical discipline. Controversial artist Sigmund Hammerling commits suicide. 14th century wine barrel found in a city dump. City Hall likes me. Mafia likes me. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Lavaras didn't come into work today. Kang didn't come into work today. Sounds like some people need to be fired. Let's go here. Let's go here. Play some music. Alright, Jack, one of my partners with whom I have several very large contracts at the request of his wife wishes to open a confectionery factory in Freeburg. The problem is that the local stores stock products from the Clementine Burroughs factory, and there's no room for competition in the market. Not that I care about selling effing candy, but I must demonstrate that I am a reliable business ally. Today, a couple of my best men will burn the Clementine factory to the ground, and nobody's going to get into their way, right? If you pay me enough, possibly. Alright, let's see what the Mafia has given me. $6,000 from the Mafia there. $11,000 there from the Mafia. I was being given a raise from City Hall. I'm allowed to hire another police officer. Margaret, you'll do. We'll put you on shift A. I am allowed to have another detective. We'll put you on shift A as well. And funeral for Tar, my detective that died. Alright. An armed assailant entered the Jesus Got You Covered insurance offices. Wow, someone named their insurance offices that. And opened fire on everyone inside. One of the secretaries grabbed a phone, hid in the closet, and dialed the police. According to her, the man has often come to the office to argue with his agent about payments, but now it seems he's finally lost his mind. It just sounds like he's done arguing. O'Sullivan, Higgins, SWAT. Let's go take care of it. You ever seen this game before, Illuminati? Photo studio employee Clark Mitchell called the police about a customer who seems to be involved in child molestation. The man brought in some photos for development, all normal stuff, family photos from holidays. But at the end of the reel, the studio found a photo of a naked elderly man next to a girl no older than 13. Apparently, the client forgot to remove that Photoshop. Ew. Go arrest that creepy man. Alright, we got a massacre going on. Good job, Beard. Good job, O'Sullivan. Good job, Higgins. Higgins, your first day on the job. So far, a success. Alright, Erin Fredette is terrified that she just met a suicide case. Her face was painted so sadly. It just brought tears to my eyes seeing the poor girl. Her whole being aching, stuck in one spot, and unable to move. I want to save her. Wow, that is definitely a false report if I've ever heard one. Ah, song ended. Let's go to our next song. Stella's Smile. Alright, the suspect is at a photo studio standing with his back to the door. He's telling the employee to hurry. You there. Let's go out on the street. You sick. Those are children. Arrest them, man. There shouldn't even be options. Alright, stepping out for a smoke break, a convenience store owner saw a hooded figure around the corner ducking into a car. At first, the store owner didn't think anything of it, but then the car alarm went off. Alejandro, Calhoun, you got it. Alright, Mr. Boyd, I cannot tell you how my dear factory is to me. It took decades to realize, oh. You know what? I'm gonna let it burn. A respectable woman let out a squeaky scream and then a roar. Right in front of her, a crazy man in acid-washed pants sat down to eat pieces of his own crap. While he gave the terrified woman a silly smile, it was just so disgusting. My God, right in front of so many people. The children, the woman couldn't calm down. Alright, Beard, I want you to team up with Higgins and go take care of it. The gravedigger at the funeral struck the grieving father with a shovel. He imagined that the man was giving him a nasty look. A fight broke out. Robbins, take O'Sullivan with you. Good job, Alejandro and Calhoun. Very good job. Alright, what do we got going on, guys? Emilio Montes Medrano Chef suspect in the murder of his wife and his parents was released on bail and was discussing his defense with his lawyers, preparing for an upcoming hearing. The meeting quickly descended into controversy, and they'd been shouting at each other for a long time. Then suddenly Mr. Medrano ran out of his conference room, only to return a few minutes later with a gun. He shot one of the lawyers in the head, and the others started cowering in the corner. The secretary called the police and heard 3 more shots while she was on the phone. Alejandro Ferrer Coel, take the SWAT, go take care of it. Thank you, Mr. Boy, my factory is saved. I knew you were a good man. There's not many people left like you in this city. Jack, I don't know what got into your head, but you'll regret it. Our partnership is at an end. The day will come when you will see what a terrible mistake you made. I'm sorry, dude. I can't let you burn down some lady's life work. Okay. A group of visiting fans were singing an offensive song called Freeburg, Capital of Crap, and throwing corn cobs on the field. Our local fans aren't about to put up with that, and a fight broke out. Beard, Sullivan, Higgins, take the paddy wagon with you and go deal with it. Alright, Emilio Montes Maderano is standing in the conference hall, armed with a gun. His back to the door, he's pushed 2 men into a corner, and he's holding them at gunpoint. 2 others are on the floor. One isn't moving, and the second is groaning and holding his stomach. Mr. Arno, we have your wife on the line. She's begging you not to do anything. Quickly sneak into the conference room and take aim at the suspect, or just taser him. I say we just taser him. You guys need backups. Robbins, Kane, and Gray can back you up.
More testing in progress.
All right, a group of 10 students went into the woods to camp for the night. They set up tents, made a fire, drank some alcohol, and sang some songs. Around midnight, they were suddenly attacked by a large man with one bag on his head, wielding a hatchet. One girl managed to reach the road, where she flagged down a passing car, called the police right away. The fate of the other students is still unknown. Alejandro, Calhoun, Beckman, go take care of it. Homicide report. No new frames were found. That's a fight. Good job, guys. Good job. This is more serious than we thought. I only got one more guy concerned with you. Good job, fellas. Good job. Alright, checkpoint. Day 102. October 24th. Radio stations face additional tax. Tainted blue velvet party cookies can cause convulsions. Study finds stray dogs more dangerous than sharks. Interesting. I wonder what kind of study that is. There's no such thing as a free lunch. I learned that in economic class. It's called Tansnaffle. Alright, Johnson didn't come into work today. Too tired, can I go home? No, you can't go home. So up all right, reading a book, Jay Boogie. I don't care if you're reading a book. You can't go home because you were reading a book. Alright, we're going to fire this detective. Showed up last week drunk, and this week she showed up. Didn't show up at all. So, that's, I think, on grounds for dismissal. Small business protest. Last year, we actively fought against unregistered business activities and gray companies who shamelessly use loopholes in the law. We've tightened some of those rules, making it more difficult for fraudsters to rent business premises and import goods into the city. Of course, they immediately became outraged and threatened to protest under the windows of the city hall. We must teach these parasites to respect the law. Permission for use of force is granted. There we go. There we go. Vandal. You know what? No, I'm not wasting Vandal on this. Kane, Murata, Franco, Davis, SWAT, Paddy Wagon, go. Jack, the mayor, is acting illegally in the instance of his friends from mayor corporations, which are literally destroying our community's small businesses. Many of the initiatives are contrary to federal law, and the police end up using force. Then you'll be one of those takes a rap. Let's get my money from the mafia. Money from the mafia. Funeral. Alright, what we got going on here? The school principal called in a report of an altercation which occurred in the school cafeteria. Hey, you fat cow, where's your udder? Yelled Miguel Marcajones to Emma Hadzik. As she passed by the table with her lunch tray, Emma blushed and then lashed out at the offender. The teachers don't waste to interfere. Miguel had it coming. Okay, Jay Boogie, go take care of that. Jezebel Escalante was walking in the park earlier and saw a strange man dressed in a police uniform. He was going around yelling at people, showing them his gun and threatening everyone. Then he ran over to the dogs and rolled around in the grass. He is clearly not in his right mind, and he was scaring everyone. Frankly, I don't even know if he's a real cop. He's definitely not. Vandal, go with God Bomber. Go take care of it. He's not one of my cops. Let's load up the police station. Where's my detective that decided to stay home today? Seeing the police, the man walks up to the close and salutes. The outfit is obviously from a costume shop, and the gun looks real enough, though. Let me check your gun there, officer. Demand that he immediately lay down his arms and kneel down. Officer, you're urgently needed at the police station. I can't wait. Let's just tell him needed at the police station. It sounds like he wants to be a police officer pretty bad. No, we're not using force to suppress the protest. The mayor's gonna be mad at me, but that seems a little suspicious.
311A complete.
Good job, Baston and Jay Boogie. Way to take care of things. I still think Jay Boogie's one of the coolest names ever. Blues for Mr. T. Okay, Murata, Franco. Alright, Mr. Boyd, I have long turned a blind eye to the activists of the Women's Clinic, which is in essence is an abortion clinic for sluts. Happily, the management humbly recognized their sin and delivered to our church plenty of nutrients necessary for the preparation of our divine powder. But recently, the hospital replaced its chief doctor, and he refuses to continue honoring the arrangements established by his pious predecessors. Fortunately, I was able to quickly find an alternate supplier, and our production was not affected. However, this upstart doctor needs to be taught a lesson in Christian humility. I'm sure you have people who know how to cut out a man's pride with a scalpel and hold on to... Okay. There's something wrong with that with that guy. Today, Eddie's Burgers is hosting an annual fry eating championship. A police presence is requested. Done. Hello, is this the police? There's a bomb in the elementary school. The person who called in the threat is had a high, clear voice, but there was some interference in the background. The signal was lost. It's probably a false alarm. Alright, drug addict at the rehab center stole an expensive respirator and locked himself in a closet. The nurse tried to reason with him, but he just hugged the apparatus and insisted it was his property. When the hospital employees tried to help him, he grabbed a knife from his pocket and stabbed one of them in the shoulder. Bastion, take J Boogie, and Vandal, go knock it out. Mission from God. Man, that dude's cheap. He always asks for all my cops and he gives me no money for it. I don't know why I continue doing it. Bomb threat. False alarm. Go figure. I knew that was coming. I don't think I've ever had a credible bomb threat at that school.
9/11 in progress.
Alright. Theft report. Bastion, J Boogie, Vandal. Good job, guys. Alright, the guard at a large toy store detained a boy who he suspected of theft. I'm sure he stuffed something down his pants, but I couldn't find anything. The little thief won't stop crying. Come quickly. Bet he didn't steal anything. Remember, you're just overreacting. Strawberries. Have I been to sleep? Yes, I've been to sleep, and actually I'll probably be getting off here very soon, and then I'll be back on after like an hour or so. I got some stuff I gotta go take care of. 4, 5, 6, 7. I really like this game though. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to get 2 of you. We'll make it 5 and 6. So we'll take you and we'll move you to shift B. 5, 6. That would put me 6 and 5. I have been to sleep though. I appreciate the concern. We received an anonymous tip today. Later this evening, a large shipment of heroin will arrive in the port. The cargo is well guarded, and according to the source, the drug runners won't be giving up without a fight. Bush, Aquano, Kemp, give me SWAT and Paddy Wagon. We'll go throw Franco in there too with you. Yeah, I'll be getting off for like, I'll be back on by like 2 o'clock. So... I don't know what time it is where you're at, so probably like 4 hours. I got a few things I got to get taken care of. Jack, you swore a oath to the city. If you can't keep your promises, we won't keep ours. You guys never do keep your promises.
11/11.
Drug trafficking, good job. We got some more drug to sell. Come on, come on. Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hopefully 3 officers is enough. The bar owner reports that that this bartender was attacked by a patron. The bartender refused to serve a customer because he thought looked too young and wouldn't show his ID. The guy got mad, jumped over the counter, smashed a bottle of whiskey, and now he's threatening to stab the bartender. Excuse me. Keep on burping from that breakfast I ate. Already listen to Mr. T today. Fire in the brain. How you doing, Strawberry? Alright, behind the bar, a young guy with a piece of glass in his hand. The frightened bartender is in tears. Hey, buddy, let's get out here. We've got a bottle of whiskey in the car. Order a drink. Hit the man with the nightstick. Got a bottle of whiskey in the car. Yeah, let's tell him we got a bottle of whiskey in the car. He might come. Missing person report, no move signs, carjacking, child molestation. Ah, she left. A crowd gathered in the shadow of the casino, chanting slogans recommending the prohibition of gambling in Freiburg. Gambling is a disease, or so they keep repeating. Meanwhile, the casino has hired an athletic group of young men to push back the unruly crowd. Bush, trying to cane. Take the paddy wagon with y'all. Lawful assembly. And the day. Day 103, October 25th. Alright, guys. I appreciate you stopping by, Strawberry and Illuminati. Thank you for the follow, Illuminati. I'll catch you guys later. I'll be back on in probably like 4 hours. Just wanted get a little bit of gameplay in before I had to get off. So I will catch y'all then.